Welcome back, everyone, to the Bears Probable Plays YouTube channel. Today is Friday, July 5th, and I am back. Hope everybody had a great 4th of July, but today it's the 5th. We got to get back to business here. I'm going to be breaking down 6 plays that we're going to be talking about for Friday night slated games. We're going to be looking at the St. Louis Cardinals going up against the Nationals for the first play, and then the best play of the day will be between the Royals and the Rockies. 4 total player props as well as the 2 best player props towards the end of the video. If you guys would drop a like, though, on this video before we get into the content, that would be greatly appreciated. All right. Let's break down some ball. All right, guys, let's take a look at this graphic recap from Thursday on the 4th of July. Not the best day, but we did salvage the 2-1 day on the best bets. Thought Ozuna might get us a sweep on the best bets, but I just watched him hit a single in the bottom of the ninth. And unless the Braves get a miracle scoring 2 runs in the ninth, we get extra innings, that one's going to miss. So 2-1 day on the best bets. Nationals money line, did say Jake Irvin was going to have a no-hitter, had a one-hitter through 8 innings, and then the Jesse Winker home run saved us there. Marcus Stroman, he's on tilt, over 2.5 runs going up against the Reds, and then Ozuna had a single, and that was it. The graphic plays for today were brutal. Christopher Sanchez gave up, 8 runs, I think, maybe 6 runs to the Cubs in the first 5 innings, especially in the bottom of the 4th inning. It really screwed us there. Trey Turner, only 1 single in this game against the Cubs, and then Lane Thomas, again, only 1 single in that game. So the graphic plays took a beating, but the best props of the day weren't bad. 1-0 on the game pick, 1-1 on the player props. So a 2-1 day total on the best bets of the day. Let's get into these games for Friday night. We're going to be looking at the St. Louis Cardinals going up against the Nationals. Yesterday, the best play of the day, it was the Nationals on the money line. I told you, Jake Irvin, trust him. He's going to have a no-hitter. Came really close. He only gave up 1 hit in those 8 innings. The Washington Nationals, they did take the victory with a Jesse Winker bottom of the 8th solo home run, winning that one for us. Today, however, it is a new day with the great game from Jake Irvin. Comes the ultimate price as a Nationals fan. We have to take the good with the bad, and that means we have Patrick Corbin back on the mound for us going up against the Redbirds. The Cardinals are also going to be throwing out their ace, and he's coming off a bad start in his last game, and I think he's going to bounce back in a big way after the Nationals could not put the bat on the ball once again yesterday. I'm taking the Cardinals in this game on the first 5.5 going up against the Nats. That ace on the mound for the Cardinals is going to be Sonny Gray, and I did mention he's coming off a bad game going up against the Reds. In that game, he gave up 6 total runs, only 3 earned runs, giving up 7 hits, only going 4 innings in that one. Sonny Gray was on a 3-game streak, though, of going 7+ innings, giving up very minimal damage, 2 runs or less in 3 straight before that last game. I do think we're going to see him hop back on that 7+ inning train, giving up minimum damage. Because, again, if you've been watching the Washington Nationals over the last couple games, this team, they've got a lot of talent. I have to believe at some point the hitting spell is going to end, but we just can't get anybody across the plate over the last couple games. I believe in the series against the Mets, if we just did the first 9 innings, not counting the extra innings, the Nationals, they were only able to put up 5 total runs in that 3-game span. Sonny Gray, he's been really good this season. He's coming in with a 2.98 ERA and a sub-1 whip. I'll take the Cards here on the first 5 because he's going to be on the mound, and the Cardinals going to get a great matchup here going up against my guy, Patrick Corbin. An absolute gut punch yesterday by ESPN tweeting the top 5 paid starting pitchers in baseball. 2 of them. 2 of the top 5 starting pitchers are on the Nationals, Patrick Corbin and Steven Strasburg. That's just a low blow going into the holiday weekend by ESPN, but it's not wrong. Patrick Corbin, he's been paid nearly the most money in baseball, coming in with a 5.49 ERA and a 1.53 whip. He's now given up 3+ runs in 5 of the last 7 games, and things aren't going to get any better in this game, I don't think, going up against the Cardinals. You can look at this matchup any way you want. You can say the Cardinals are not hitting the ball very well this season. He's going to have a good start, but I'm telling you here, right now, it doesn't matter if you're hitting the ball well or if you can't hit the ball at all. Patrick Corbin is going to make the other team look like an all-star talent team. He's going to give up a lot of hits. He's going to give up a lot of runs like he always does. Take the Cardinals here, minus 0.5 on the first 5 as the play. For the player props on the screen, I would love to take a Nationals player prop, but again, they can't hit the ball right now. Maybe next week, maybe in a couple days, we can take somebody from the Nats. But for this game, it's going to be Alec Burleson of the St. Louis Cardinals because he's coming into this game hot at the plate. Burleson is coming into this game with a 283 batting average, and he has collected at least 1 hit in 4 consecutive games, including 2 games having multi-hits. Burleson on the season, he has struggled a little bit against left-handed pitching, but this isn't really a left-handed pitcher. This is a pitching machine on the mound, and Patrick Corbin this year has been giving up a ton of hits on both sides of the plate, having giving up at least a batting average of 285 to both sides this year. But the way Burleson's been swinging the bat, I'm going to take him in this one, over 1.5 bases, getting a friendly matchup against Patrick Corbin. Let's move on now to the best play of the day, and we are going to be looking at the Kansas City Royals going up against the Colorado Rockies. Going to give the Kansas City Royals another chance here. I'm taking them minus 1.5 on the road against the Rockies. The last time that we took the Kansas City Royals, they found themselves in that rain delay, about a 2-hour rain delay. They were down 1-0 going into that rain delay. Then the bullpen came in after. They caused a lot of problems, giving the Rays the easy win. This time around, the Royals, they should be able to dominate the Rockies with Kyle Freeland as a starter, and the bullpen for the Rockies, they have been the worst in baseball by a large margin all season long. We're going to start, though, with Kyle Freeland, who's coming into this game with a 7.94 ERA and a 1.8 whip. Those numbers, they are extremely skewed, though, because Kyle Freeland, in his first 4 starts of the season back in March and April, he had an ERA of 13.21 and nearly a 3 whip. He was dealing with an injury. He did some rehab in AAA, and now 2 months later, he made back-to-back appearances, pitching pretty well against the Nationals and the White Sox. He just gave up 7 hits and 2 runs to the White Sox in his last start, and I can't unsee, though, what I saw earlier in the season. I think he's going to struggle in this game going up against the Royals. Kansas City, they do hit much better off of left-handed pitching. They have a 260 team batting average compared to 240 on the right side. And I also think this guy on the mound for the Royals, he's going to have a really good game, a bounce-back start. It's going to be Cole Reagan on the mound, coming in with a 3.33 ERA and a 1.17 whip. He's coming off a very bad game going up against the Guardians. He gave up 5 runs, 6 hits. He didn't even make it to the 5th inning. But if we take a look at the last several games before that, he had gone 7 of the last 8 games, giving up 2 runs or less. Everybody eventually, even if you're one of the best pitchers in baseball, they're going to have a bad start. Last game was just a bad start for Cole going up against the Guardians. I think he's going to bounce back in a big way here, and the Royals should give him a lot of run support. Give me the Royals here, minus 1.5 as the play. For the player prop, we're just going to take Bobby Witt Jr. to go over 1.5 bases in that matchup against Kyle Freeland. Bobby Witt, he's now coming into this game with a 313 batting average. He's also collected at least 1 hit in 8 of the last 9 games. He hits extremely well against both sides of the plate this season, right-handed pitching and left-handed pitching. But he does have better numbers on the left side, hitting 321 on the season. He should excel in this game going up against Kyle Freeland, who's coming off a 7-hit game against the White Sox, and who is giving a batting average of 333 to the right-handed hitters this season with 9 extra base hits in the short amount of time that we've seen him. So I like Bobby Witt Jr. here over 1.5 bases as the play. All right, let's go over to the cards for tomorrow, the best player props of the day. We're going to start with Christian Walker, the Arizona Diamondbacks, to go over 1.5 bases going up against the Pods. We are going to start with the pitching in this game for the San Diego Padres, and that's going to be Randy Vasquez back on the mound. Randy, he's been struggling over the last several games, giving up too many hits, and that's why I'm going to attack him in this game with Christian Walker. Randy Vasquez, he's been very good at limiting the damage, only giving up 1 run or less in 3 of the last 4 games, but his hits he's been giving up has been a huge problem, giving up 5+ hits in 9 of the last 10 games. This is a player prop gold mine, taking anybody going up against Randy Vasquez because he's given up 73 hits and 51 innings pitched. He's bringing in a 1.66 whip, and a lot of that damage has been due to people just getting base hits on him. He only has 13 walks in the season. I'm going to take the hottest hitter for the Arizona Diamondbacks in this game, Christian Walker, who has now had 4 consecutive multi-hit games, adding 3 home runs in those 4 games. In the series against the Dodgers in the first 2 games, he collected 6 total hits, 3 home runs, and that was after the performance against the Athletics, where he had 5 total hits over the last 2 games in that series. He's now coming in with a 267 batting average. He's crushing right-handed pitching this season as well. 14 doubles and 16 home runs already this season. This is a great matchup for Christian Walker. I'm taking him here over 1.5 bases to keep swinging the bat well. For the pitching prop tonight, we are going to be looking at Justin Steele of the Chicago Cubs to go under 2.5 runs allowed going up against the Angels. Justin Steele had kind of the same situation that Marcus Stroman had a couple nights ago whenever he was yelling at his teammates. The only difference between these 2 guys was that Justin Steele, he was yelling with a purpose, and I feel like Marcus Stroman was just mad at himself. Justin Steele, he was pitching extremely well going up against the Brewers, and then an unforced error by himself caused a chain reaction of error in the field. He gave up all 3 runs in 1 inning going up against the Brewers, and that's where everything stopped. He went 6 innings. He gave up 3 runs. He was very good the entire game besides that 1 inning, but just mistakes in the outfield, boneheaded plays by the Cubs, that got Justin Steele fired up. I think people can tell a difference between yelling at your teammates to yell at them and yelling at your teammates to motivate them. I think Justin Steele was yelling at his teammates to get motivation out of the squad after the poor inning. I'm going to take him in this one to have a great game going up against the Angels because Justin Steele, he's been fantastic for the Cubs. They just need to play some defense behind him. He's coming in with a 3.20 ERA and a 1.07 whip. He's given up 2 runs or less in 6 of the last 7 games, with the only game not giving up 2 runs or less being the last game against the Brewers. Justin, he's very good at getting himself out of jams as well, and he's been striking out a lot of people over the last 5 games, having 7+ strikeouts in 3 of the last 5. We should see Justin Steele have a great performance on the mound going up against the Angels, who have now scored back-to-back games of 0 total runs against the Athletics. Give me Justin Steele under 2.5 runs as the play. All right, let's go over to the graphic recap. We are going to take the Cardinals first 5, -1/2 going up against Patrick Corbin. We got Alec Burleson in the same game over 1.5 base against Patrick Corbin. Then Bobby Hitt Jr. over 1.5 base against the Colorado Rockies on the road. We're taking the Royals in this one. Give them another chance. -1.5 on the run line against the Rockies. Justin Steele, under 2.5 runs going up against the Angels, who can't hit the ball right now. And then Christian Walker, hottest bat for the Arizona Diamondbacks, over 1.5 bases in that game, going up against Randy Vasquez. Guys, that's going to do it for the MLB picks and props for Friday, July 5th slate of games. If you guys enjoyed the content, please be sure to drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel below. See you guys next video, and thanks for watching.